Hey y'all, this is Lydia. I was feeling really good behind this 7-degree Sagittarius sun we have going on right now. This is a Pisces ruled day, which tend to be more easygoing, tend to be more go with the flow type energy, especially if we honor that and don't try to force anything right now. But something that has been coming through, a message has been recurring, is to not pull any veils back over our eyes. And a story of my own spiritual development came up with this. I actually had my first opportunity of looking past the veil and having the veil of my own self being pulled up so that I can see things for as they were and to see how I was working against myself. And that was in 2011. And at that time, I wasn't ready. I slowly but surely just put the veil right back over my eyes and went back into my victim mentality. Went back into inertia and having no sense of direction and trying to force things through that weren't working for me, as well as blaming situations that weren't working out for me. And this goes back to victim mentality, just blaming it on outside forces or things out of my control or things happening to me. And it came after that again in 2016. And it was years of just being sloshed around by the universe, and that one was a little bit different. I was still in my victim mentality. I was still trying to make sense of things by pointing the finger, but slowly but surely over the course of 2016 to 2019, the universe and God, source, whatever you want to call it, just would not give up on me. And I had no choice but to stay the course. But I had also gotten to my breaking point. And perhaps some people are getting to that point, getting to a breaking point in their lives where they feel like if they keep going down the roads they're going to die, which is how my breaking point felt. It wasn't anyone's fault. It wasn't anything happening to me. It was the roads that I had decided I was going down. I realized that if I kept going down them, I would, one, not amount to anything, wouldn't be proud of myself ever, and would just slowly get sick and slow down and get old and die without anything worthwhile to speak of, not, at least worthwhile to me in the perspective of my own life and being able to live up to my own potential. And 2020 was a big one for a lot of people, and I think now that we're heading into this decade in earnest and things are really starting to ramp up with the collective energies and the collective traumas are really starting to break down our old perceptions of the world, it can be easy to put the veil back down, to just throw our hands up and being like, well, I can't do anything about, how I feel or where the world is going, so I quit. And we're being called not to do that. We're being called to whatever clarity we've already gotten in what we want for our lives and what we want for ourselves and things that we are officially sick of, that we're ready to let go of. It's time. And it's time to take it to the next level. And that next level is really making that commitment never to turn back and to always follow the heart and to be heart-centered in all that we do, because our work is never over so long as we're incarnate on this planet. If we are alive, I think of it as a spiral of just these karmic contracts we made with our soul and the karmic lessons we decided to go through in this lifetime. Those things come up again and again and again and again. And it's important to really honor that process and to not feel like, well, when will it be over? Because that's just going to cause suffering. It's not about being over. It's about mastery, and it's about falling in love with life and falling in love with the highs and the lows and the ups and downs, knowing that we are always guided. And either we are receiving the results of our labors, or things are coming in, or we're hitting milestones, or we're going through lessons and we're unblocking and we're elevating. And that's when the most elevation and transformation happens, is in our lowest moments, in our most challenging moments. So if you are going through a challenging, you can call it a portal or a passage right now, stay the course. If you've already gotten the directives and you weren't wrong, the heart knows. And it's definitely important to prioritize the heart and prioritize the intuition at this time, and to not get so caught up in finding answers outside of ourselves either. No one has the answers but you. So I'm going to pull some cards from the Starseed Oracle deck. At the bottom, we have the Cosmic Heart, Devotion, Potency. Make your life a moving prayer. And that goes hand in hand with what I was just talking about. It's this idea that, nothing is ever right or wrong. Everything is what it is, and we're always being guided. And to really, honor, again, those highs and lows, and the fact that we are either going through challenges or we're hitting milestones, and to really see the beauty in that, and to see the beauty in all our experiences, and to really tap into the wisdom of everything that we go through by being in that devoted heart energy, and to devoting ourselves to our hearts and to what our heart wants for us. And another message that's been coming through hard is get out of your head. It's very easy to overthink right now. We're in Sagittarius season, which is dealing with the psyche. It's dealing more specifically with our belief structures and the stories we tell ourselves and the stories we are living, and whether or not those feel like the story we want for ourselves, and whether or not it feels like a fit, it feels right. And, I just said, don't get caught up in right and wrong, but for the sake of language, it's like that feeling that something fits, is that feeling of rightness, that feeling of, oh yeah, this belongs. And Saturn is in Aquarius too, which is taking responsibility for where we belong, the belonging on a vibrational level too. It's not about, well, they look like this, so it's definitely not for me. It's the feeling of, okay, this is a little bit triggering. I'm seeing that it's triggering me. I'm feeling that it's triggering me, but something about it is attracting me. Aquarius rules the law of attraction. So to be able to discern that is mastery, and Saturn is all about mastery and all about taking responsibility for, doing the work so that we can get better, and building over time and learning over time as well, and learning our lessons. And I think we overlook that with Saturn. Saturn isn't, it's a malefic planet technically, but I find that when it comes to the rewards of Saturn, it's hard to beat. When you show up and you're committed and you take responsibility and you're in that sense of, I'm going to handle my shit, essentially, it's Saturn will make it rain down on us when we're in that energy, and we're definitely facing our challenges and climbing the mountain. Saturn is the ruling planet of Capricorn. Capricorn is the goat. Goats climb the mountain. They get to the mountaintop. And when we find that thing that we're willing to get to the mountaintop for, that we're willing to go through the deepest valleys and to climb the most challenging mountains, and we just know in our hearts that it's meant for us and nothing's going to stop us so long as we don't quit, then that's the direction to go right now. And that's the direction to trust as well. So get out of your head and get into your heart. And as well as, whatever you've committed to up until this point, if it feels like it's not going anywhere, the energies are just weird right now, definitely stay the course on what you've already committed your heart to. You are not wrong. And pay attention to also, with these eclipse cycles, the last eclipse was on Uranus. If the energy is feeling like, okay, I've been doing this thing again and again and again and again, and I feel like it's for me, but now all of a sudden I'm getting this message, or I'm getting this feeling of I need to go in this direction. Trust that direction. Trust that whatever you were going through before was to get you to this point, and to not, again, get too much in your head of trying to make it logical. The divine isn't logical. The divine is magical. So wherever you're being guided, definitely trust it, even if it feels a little left field. If it feels like a fit, if it feels vibrationally in integrity with where you feel you're going, even if it doesn't look to your ego and to your mind like you think it should, definitely at least have that curiosity, Sagittarius, to go see what's up and to see what it's about, and to not get so caught up in right and wrong, not get so caught up in making a wrong choice, knowing that, and this is a Sagittarius wisdom too, knowing that whatever we're going through, whatever choices we make, is to serve us and to serve our growth. So even if it's a wrong choice, it is a lesson in and of itself. And through that lesson, we up level, we attain more mastery, and we're able to face more challenges, and to also dance with life, and to dance with the twists and turns as well. And to feel stable in that, and to feel like you're not being, pushed around. And that's another synchronicity with the sun in gene key 9. The 9th gene key is dealing with, are you dictating life, or is life dictating you? Are things happening to you, or do you feel like there's this groove that you've carved out for yourself, and you feel like you're in this flow and that life is flowing with you? And a big theme of this gate in this gene key is about whether or not life is taming you or you are taming life, and to be in that mastery level and being in that energy of can do and capability and willpower and determination to To be like, no, this is the direction my heart is telling me to go, and I'm going to go in that direction, and to not get caught up in the things that don't matter. This is definitely the karmic lesson of this gene key, is to not get caught up in things that don't matter. Richard Rudd specifically says, if it isn't beautiful or it isn't meaningful to you, then it's just trivia. So definitely pay attention to that as well. It's, you know, when things are either beautiful or meaningful, then everything is abundant, and that abundant energy is ultimately going to keep those energetic pathways open for us to receive the manifestations and our heart's desires. So I'm gonna shuffle a little more and pull a card and see what the cards have to say to round this off. And one more. I remember soul plan, the fated life versus the destiny life. And again, do you feel like life is, you know, taming you? Do you feel inundated? Do you feel powerless? Or do you feel like you're on your path and you are heading in directions that are going to be magical, that feel magical now, that are expanding you and opening up your heart? Sagittarius is also about expansion. And we expand through experience, and we, you know, are big part of life is going out and having those experiences that light our heart up, or, you know, take us down places that are unexpected, that really open up life to the menagerie of experiences and that multidimensionality that is natural, that is the true divine way. This idea of duality and this idea of a 3D reality where it's just taste, touch, smell, and feel, and that's all there is, which you can physically experience, is sort of breaking down. And we're starting to see that life is really multidimensional. We are multidimensional. Any one of us isn't one thing, and any one experience isn't one experience. It is, you know, I think of it as ripples going out into water, and the overlapping ripples, and how everything is just interconnected. We're tapping more and more into that, and we're seeing too, which goes back to the 9th gene key, of even the most mundane task is part of our destiny, is part of our path. And when we're living in that sense of beauty and meaningfulness, it doesn't matter if it's fixing the bed or brushing our teeth. It's all serving our destiny. It's all serving our path. And there's no, you know, activity or thing so small that it doesn't matter. Everything carries that beautiful, abundant, crystalline, expansive weight of, I'm where I need to be, and I know where I'm going, where I'm meant to be going. So stay out of your head, you know, get into your body if you need to. Definitely, if you're feeling yourself going in these little loops, or you feel like you're just in the sense of inertia, you know, find something to pull yourself out of it. Find something fun, beautiful, playful. These energies are definitely asking us to stay in that playful, light energy, to not go into density. The South Node is in Scorpio. That's the shadow right now, which is extra shadowy. So definitely, if you're feeling dense, heavy, weighed down, you know, move, get out, you know, socialize, do things that'll bring more air, more breath, more vitality into your life, to sort of move the energy so that you can find that groove and allow yourself to be guided. You know, don't think about it. Just go where your heart is telling you to go, or going where you feel attracted to, and allow those energies to break up any slow or stuck energies within you, so that you can find that groove if you're feeling a little lost right now. And that'll help ground you as well. So I'm sending love and wishing you well. Bye.